And we are back here live in the beer garden at Alvarado Street Brewery for Pub Talk on the Locals radio station for the Monterey Bay. Wow. It is Halloween, and I am seeing a costume that I don't understand how I didn't see before today.
Of all the people, you and I probably should have found this costume first, and we're the last to find it.
He's a human whoopee cushion.
Interactive.
Yes, interactive. You might have heard that on the intro there, and you're probably going to hear a few things here and there along the way. But what we've got is Meals on Wheels of the Monterey Peninsula here with us, and yes, you will see the human whoopee cushion at some point if you're watching on KRML Radio. Welcome to Pub Talk.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Rizzo.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done. I mean, the satin jacket is like.
Why be a Sandra D when you could be a Rizzo?
I don't know.
You want to know?
Thank
You want to know
you.
something that's going to totally melt people's brain?
What?
I've
Tell me.
never seen Grease.
Never seen
What?
Grease.
No.
Add it to your watch list, bro.
No. I hate musicals.
He just said hard no.
Yeah.
He said a hard no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
No, thanks.
One, I have seen Grease, so I'm gonna. But two, I'm gonna admit something. I don't like musicals either.
Okay, good. It's weird when they're like, talk. Now we're going to sing, and then we're going back to talking.
I know, but you got the good and the bad, and then
I know there is a dynamic with
there
Grease,
is.
right?
It's really fun.
And we've got. I mean, Travolta. I mean, it's Travolta, right?
Well, and
Yeah.
who else was in it?
Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
Come on.
Olivia Newton-John was my first crush. Seriously.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lot
Let's
to admit
get
on there.
physical.
What has she been in
physical.
besides Grease and music? But
Yeah, I don't know.
don't know.
I just know that like it was probably like 1981, and
I
like,
will
I was like,
think about
what's that?
maybe not watching it.
we tried.
You guys are killing me right
We
now.
tried.
Every movie has a time and place. and
Anyway.
my
I think
place is
that
not.
one's timeless, though. Come on, guys.
There's no.
I will say that like
Nice.
even if you don't like Grease and musicals, that movie was timeless.
Yes.
Like, that was like a point in time.
With the greasers and the, you know. Come
Yeah.
on.
And I do think if you watched it, you could actually. You're Kevin. You could probably watch it
You're
on mute
Kevin.
and appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm challenging you.
Maybe I'll put it on mute and have Goonies playing with sound.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And we'll just mash up.
Hell yeah.
We
the
just
truffle
found out
shuffle
that-
at the right point.
Yeah.
You
There
know
we
what I
go.
mean?
Goonies.
Oh, it's going to be like
Yeah.
the Dark Side of the Moon and the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
There's going to be some
Yeah,
simians
right on.
there.
Yep. It's gonna be
Anywho,
awesome.
we digress. We have some really noble people that do some great things every single day on the Monterey Peninsula. Meals on Wheels of the Monterey Peninsula. You guys are freaking all-stars. Every time I hear more and more about you, I'm like, how? Like, the last time that you guys were in the studio, I heard that you guys, like, how many meals do you guys prepare in a week?
In a week?
In a week.
Well, that's about 25 times 4 plus 3,000 or 4,500. So
4,500
you do that
a
math.
week.
7,500 a week. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to
We're
do
doing
some math real
3,000
quick.
tomorrow.
3,000
Just tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Just tomorrow.
Well, and it's tomorrow because you got to get through Saturday, Sunday also?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Give them a little extra
Saturday
for the
at least,
weekend.
yeah.
My mom's a driver for the down in Paso, and it was one of those we've always been part of that. That's we either donated growing up or like my mom now drives because she's retired. And I know that people take food for granted.
Absolutely.
Dramatically take food for granted, and it was interesting to see the world realize when COVID hit how much we take it for granted, and the greater populace realized, oh, hey, maybe we should pay better attention to this.
It's funny that now everybody uses Meals on Wheels. Only it's called DoorDash or Uber Eats.
Yeah.
You know, it's and then
know.
it's convenience now, but people don't understand that this is a necessity.
And with the senior population, we doubled.
Yeah.
We
Well-
doubled what we were doing before.
Yeah, we were hitting.
So
what,
2020,
300?
it just doubled up.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We went from 300 clients to 600.
We've had a 47% growth in the last 2 years since I've been chef.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
So,
a lot
so
to
you
unpack.
guys,
You want to talk numbers? I mean,
Yeah.
it's better if you see it, but numbers are.
Numbers,
a little
no, numbers are
confusing
good.
sometimes,
I would like to say
You
it's because
guys-
you're such a good chef,
Well, that
yeah.
is
The food
true.
tastes better.
And-
or so
and
I've
you-
been told.
but there's also a need.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you guys are the chefs. So you guys prepare the menus and the food. Wait, but hold on. I want you to get some credit too.
All right.
What do you do?
So I'm the home delivered meals manager. So I take this beautiful food that the boys create and I deliver it to 600 clients. We have 35 routes a day, 35 volunteer drivers, and the beautiful food that they make goes out to their homes.
So they
are the masters.
They deal with everything. They enter you, and you're like, I got it.
Yep.
That's a lot of gas.
How do you guys even plan for that? I've done my share in restaurants, and I love cooking, but also in restaurants it's a whole nother deal. How do you guys look ahead and be like, we have this many people? But here's the other thing about Meals on Wheels that I love. You guys aren't just giving them like microwave mac and cheese. Like the meals that you guys do are unbelievable. And like, you know, you work with entities like Monterey Bay Fisheries Trust and a bunch of other folks. You give these people meals that are immaculate. And the beauty that I love about that is that you, by default, give them the dignity that they deserve.
They're serving
absolutely.
salmon or fish fillet tomorrow with mango salsa. It's so beautiful. It's such a good dish.
When you look at the logistics of it, I couldn't do it without Chase. He's my sous chef. But why should food be boring, you know? And I had to admit another word I was going to say there. You know,
Rhymes with hit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna create something, there's a lot of planning that goes into it, and we couldn't do it without our team. You know, our cooks are the backbone of what we do, and without the volunteer help that we have, we'd be kind of up a creek.
Well,
Yeah.
one, you touched on something. Might as well enjoy it.
Right. You either live to eat or you eat to live, and I'd prefer that everybody, you know, lives to eat.
Yeah. So you take that ethos, but then the application, the logistics of it. How do you guys go about it? Because it's a very different model than like a restaurant or a hotel or something like that. But you guys are like, okay, here's what we got. How do we create something that is special? How do you go about that? I'm literally asking that because I feel like that's a monumental task.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and touch on that. So we look at, you know, sustainable organic produce. We always try to find the best protein and everything else we can use. And then we just kind of apply it to a day-to-day. Like today we had what's called a chef special. It's also our birthday bash, Halloween dance, like the whole bit. We've got a 12-person band that shows up. You know, and we went and sourced out local tri-tip. We got local organic butternut squash. You know, we search for the best ingredients possible and then apply them like via the season and everything else. We try to stay true to seasonality and organics as best as possible, you know. And we have to follow certain guidelines as far as nutritional content and stuff like that, where Isaiah works really, really hard to make sure that we hit all those numbers and everything else. But we try everything, you know, taste everything, go through it, make sure that it tastes the best as possible with providing them the most nutrients that we can give them and like the best product that we can supply.
I mean, we live in the salad bowl of the country, right?
Oh yeah, you can get just about everything if you try hard enough.
Is that something you guys lean into?
Oh yeah. Miramonte Farms actually is a kind of a smaller organic farmer. They're actually going to start planting just for us this coming season in 25. And I'm working with them and a couple other companies or a couple other smaller farmers, boutique farmers, so that we're providing fresh organic apples, blueberries, strawberries, dry farmed heirloom tomatoes, early girls. Yeah, as much as like my background is in local and sustainable food. I've worked, you know, everything from the back of a pool hall to a 3 Michelin star restaurant. And Chase, my counterpart, has worked everything hotel related. And so it's just finding a way to take all of that knowledge and condense it into one meal per day or one hot meal per day that is both flavorful and nutritious. and
It's like a delicate dance.
It's
that
like
they
walking
play.
a tightrope every day.
Again, I love the byproduct of that. Is like this is what we're trying to do, but the byproduct is, hey, we're going to give you something that's delicious, nutritious, and really something special,
Hot and hearty.
hot and hearty. But not. We're not. I mean, you
not
could do
giving you
you could
chili
do
from
hot and
a
hearty
can.
by throwing like some
Right.
chunky soup at people.
Right, but
Right.
this is not canned soup.
Bingo.
This is,
That's
yeah.
what I'm trying to touch on. Is that
Yeah.
you guys?
Yeah, so how do you take fine dining and turn it into a mass-produced, or at least close to mass-produced product? You work your behind off, you know? I mean,
So that touches on something I want to ask both all of you. Whenever you go into the nonprofit sector, there is a choice you make, and it's very much like, I believe in this. I want a occupation that I feel like I am contributing to something that you guys get where I'm going with this. How did you guys land here? Because you threw out a few accolades, and I'm like, okay, so you could have gone down that Michelin road, you know? Yeah, you know, you could have. What about Meals on Wheels of the Monterey Peninsula where you're like, that's where I want to take my talents, that's where I want to take my time, that's where I want to take my efforts?
Well, for me, you know, I spent years and years, like most of my career, being in hotel corporate environments, and they're great. You know, nothing
pay the
wrong
bills.
with it. Yeah, they pay the bills.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm working, 16, 17-hour days, 7 days a week, 14 days a week, whatever it is. You know, and I found fulfillment in that. But, you know, for me, moving over to Meals on Wheels, it wasn't just a lifestyle change that was, like, really great. It was, like, seeing everybody else's face. You know, like I said, we did Chef Special today, and every single one of them were like, hey, we appreciate what you guys do. The food was delicious. Like, we love it. And it kind of warms your heart a little bit, you know, knowing that we're providing for these people and knowing that there's not a dollar value attached to this. You know, we're not going after this to make money or to make a profit. You know, we're not looking at a food budget or anything else like that. We're just looking to supply food to these people in need that need it. And it actually feels great knowing that people need what you're providing versus like the entitlement of coming in there and purchasing it like, this is what I'm entitled to.
Well, and you could, because there's so much community and care and heart that goes into food and being around a table, that this goes beyond the sustenance. You could provide, I almost dropped your word, tasteless.
Don't do that. We've already had one.
Tasteless.
We've already had one
know.
snafu tonight.
We could have Soylent Green, and you're getting your nutrients. But there's a part of people in this service that, you know, the drivers, that's the person that they may be talking to once a day. And it's a welfare check to be like, hey, how you doing? But it's another thing if you go to a mass-produced food line where it's just slopping things on a plate and you're processed through as a number versus I see you, I look at you in the eyes, and I know that you two cared to make this, that it means something to you, and that return is I see their smile, that this is not only a warm meal, I'm with my community, and they're enjoying it, not just because it's a free meal. It's because somebody took the time to care.
And you're touching.
to make this.
You're touching on another part of that too. Oh, no, please go ahead.
So there's 2 points there that I'd like to touch on that you touched on already. You know, mental health is something that's near and dear to my heart. You know, I grew up with mental health issues in my family. You know, and it's amazing how much that properly grown and produced food affects mental health, right? Mineral deficiencies, vitamin deficiencies, all of that ties into what you eat. And on the other part of it, yeah, like Chase said, I spent 18 plus years serving people who were discriminatory towards what I was giving them. They wanted to complain about everything. All of it was about me as a consumer, and rather about what I'm eating.
Yeah.
And it's a major part of why I transitioned from, you know, hard restaurants, hard brick and mortars to giving back. Is I needed something that would also fulfill me, that I would feel like I'm doing something to affect real change. In that whole spectrum of what you eat is how you feel, right? It's how you maintain your body.
Well, and there's probably a difference between once service starts and you're grinding for 6+ hours in a Michelin-rated restaurant to you could grind the same hours when service starts and the person across the table actually cares that you made it. And they're not looking at it wasn't plated right or something. They're like, you took the time to make this for me. And so that grind is not a grind because you're getting that fulfillment.
No,
sure, you're cashing a check when you work in the corporate world, but it's not filling up this spot.
Yeah, your parents drive and deliver for us, and I'm sure if you talk to them, you'll know that interaction, just that little human contact means so much more in their lives than just what's in the container.
Well, you're touching on what I was going to say earlier is we need to consider that some of these folks might have lost their spouse.
Yeah.
Maybe their kids live in Nebraska or Florida.
That's true.
And,
it happens all the time.
And it's really easy. You see your neighbor and like, hey neighbor, and then you go do your day, but you don't realize that like their day might be really lonely.
Yeah. Gladys lives all alone in Marina. Her son's in Alpine.
Yeah.
In San Diego. So how's that going to work?
Yeah.
And to have such great chefs to do a nonprofit job is just such a reward.
It's not just the food, right?
No.
No.
It's a smile.
you
It's a
guys are giving your
conversation.
love, and then it's the delivery of like, how are you doing?
Yep.
Hey, food
weather
tastes
looks
better when it's made with love, as opposed to.
Oh, it always tastes better made with love.
It's a home cooked meal. Like you can't,
Yes.
because when we say that, we also mean that you're sitting and breaking bread with people.
Yeah. If you're eating with happiness and if the food was made with happiness, it's going to taste a whole lot better than it's made with spite and rage because you've been working for 18, 20 hours a day.
I've made
for
a good
the last...
rage steak before.
Says the man with the unicorn horn.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But you two probably both got into food because you loved the enjoyment of the community and, like Jeff was saying, breaking bread. And you pursue it, and then you find out that's not the avenue of what I love, and everyone drifts back to that center, and I think that's it.
I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie, which is why I got it.
So you
food.
can rage
I
food.
just like to fuck.
Yeah.
Rage food.
I like
You just
to
rage
go.
food. Yeah. You just make angry tri-tip. That works.
Angry
Yes.
tri-tip.
Angry tri-tip.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
fun.
I'm trademarking that name, angry tri-tip.
Tri-tip wasn't angry today. It was made with love.
Yeah, that would very
We're
much
gonna-
love.
Well,
That's the name of our new restaurant,
irony,
Angry
the irony
Tri-Tip.
though of the tri-tip and like, well, no, because the tri-tip was the garbage cut of the meat, and
Yeah,
then they gave
it's
all
like
the ranch
lobster,
hands.
it was
They're like,
garbage.
no one wants this. Let's
The
just give it to
bottom
them.
feeder.
And now people pay top dollar for the worst
Well,
cut of meat.
It's the same thing with skirt steak too.
Yeah,
Skirt steak was scrap meat.
I come from the South. Like, I've eaten my share of pig's feet, chitlins, stuff like that people are like, no, like... This
so delicious.
And it's the best. It's the best stuff,
I
like-
lived in the South too. It's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Serve lobster to persons on death row, like,
Yeah.
and now it's 50, 80
Yeah.
bucks a pound.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
a little
wild
revolution
to
there.
think though that like it's so priced out of affordability.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to tap on that too, me and Isaiah spend a lot of time trying to find the best product for like the best price and what we can get, and giving them, organic, sustainable food and everything else like that. But we also make everything from scratch. Like everything that we serve, like we make it from scratch. Our soups are made from scratch, and we're doing 120 gallons a day.
easily.
What soup are you most proud of?
Curry cauliflower.
I love curry cauliflower.
I gotta say the curry cauliflower.
I did that in
no.
at Dream Inn, and it was a bestseller.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say curry cauliflower.
All right.
Sounds delicious.
I'm a new soup aficionado. Soup's not a meal, but that's a whole nother show.
I like
It
to
can be.
emulsify.
It can be.
It absolutely can be, especially if you instead of using a bunch of heavy cream, you emulsify it with butter, because then you get the same creaminess without all the calories.
New show. We're gonna have
All right. I like it.
Soup offs. Yeah.
soup off.
Hey, let's talk.
I think
maybe
we
that
should-
could be a
Hey,
2025
I think we
pub
should
talk.
pose
Yes.
something for 2025. Get all the local chefs to have a soup competition to raise money for Meals on Wheels.
Hey,
Ooh.
that's
Judge.
a plan.
I'll
That
judge.
just happened.
Yep.
That just happened.
Manifested that it's gonna go down.
We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
But if people are out there listening, they're like, I love this idea. Maybe they want to donate. Maybe they want to volunteer. Maybe they have a family member or a loved one they're like, hey, I really love for them to get involved. What's the best way for people to find out more?
Well, you can
Tell
reach
me
us
more,
at
tell me more.
mowmp.org, or you can just call us at 831-375-4454 and
Get a
talk to
human
us.
voice.
Yeah, let's hear you. Be there. Call us.
Do it.
Do it now.
Do it now.
I really
Let's go
expected
soup season.
the
Yes.
whoopee cushion to come alive.
I
but
love soup season,
Where-
honestly.
I love
Where is
soup
the
season.
whoopee cushion?
I love
Think about it.
soup. It's just not a meal.
It is
It
a
can
meal.
be.
You gotta
It
get on the
can be.
team.
Borscht. Borscht is a soup. Is a soup. but
Is
it's
chili
also
a meal?
You know what? I'll take that challenge on. You come over to Meals on
chili's
Wheels,
not a
and
meal.
we'll show you what a soup
not a
meal
meal.
is.
You
That
want a
was my-
soup as
I
a
don't
meal?
know.
I'll give you soup as a meal. Careful what you
I was
wish
going
for,
to say, if you
unicorn.
eat a bowl of chili
how
and then
I
you need to
set
eat
the hook.
something else, you probably need to evaluate some of your decisions. Yes, yeah, exactly.
I didn't say I
There you
don't
go.
like soup. I just said it's not a meal.
Absolutely,
Fair
is
enough.
a meal.
Kevin's stirring up controversy today. Go
That's,
vote.
that's his thing. We welcome back. He might not be here next time you guys
Yeah, I
see
was
him.
like,
but-
this might be the
but
last
It's a good time, right? It's a cute outfit, so we'll take it. Thank you guys, not just for joining us
Yeah.
today. Thank you so much for what you guys do. You guys are making a huge impact in our community, so thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll have you guys back on again.
Me,
Maybe
not so
Soup
sure.
will be involved next time. We'll see. I think Soup's going to happen. Yes, perfect.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again so much. That wraps up a holiday edition of Pub Talk. Check it all out. If you missed some of it, watch it all on KRML Radio on Instagram. Great people doing some great things in our community, and also some great beer being brewed right here at Alvarado Street Brewery. Make plans to join us every Thursday at 5 p.m. for Pub Talk, brought to you by Alvarado Street Brewery here on the Locals radio station for the Monterey Bay.